Hi everyone and welcome to my birthday book haul for August 2014. I am seriously so excited to show you all of these amazing books that I received because I just can't wait to read every single one. However, I'm looking for your help to tell me which book I should read first because I don't actually know which one to read because they're all so amazing. So please give me your recommendations down below in the comments. I'd like to quickly say before I start, thank you so much to everyone that sent me amazing, kind birthday messages on Thursday. I really appreciate that. It was just great to hear everyone's birthday wishes, so thank you so much. But without further ado, there are quite a lot of books. I think we have 10 books in this book haul, so let's get going and let's look at these books. The first two books I have are ones that I've already read, which is kind of strange. I don't normally do book hauls of books I've already read, but this is what I'm doing this time because I just wanted to do it. And the first one is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas, and the second one is Heir of Fire by Sarah J Maas. Look at these beautiful covers. They are so nice. I love the designs of the UK covers. I really absolutely love the spines. I also love the backs. Oh my god, they're just amazing. Like, really bright colours, they just look great and they look beautiful as well. The spines on the shelf together, just wow. Anyway, you're probably wondering, why have I already read these and how come I don't have them in physical copy? Well, I read them previously for review, so I read them on my Kindle, and then I decided to buy the physical copies because I met Sarah J Maas this week. It was fantastic. I met her on Wednesday at Leeds and it was amazing, like seriously good. She was so kind, appreciative. She recognised me from Twitter, which is crazy, and she just engaged in conversation with absolutely everyone. I think, you know, some authors do signings and they literally sign the book and you go. Sarah J Maas did so much more than that, and I just think she's fantastic. If you ever have the opportunity to meet her, go for it, because you will not regret it. So she wrote really kind messages in both of these books. In Crown of Midnight, she wrote, what did she write? Let's get to it. She wrote Rattle the Stars, and that is what I'm going to do because she told me to do that. And then in Heir of Fire, which I got as an early release, it's not actually out until September, she put, "To Jack, you are freaking amazing." The Throne of Glass series is one that I'd recommend to everyone. It's about Selena Sardofian, who is an assassin, and then she gets caught, and she's trapped working as a slave in the salt mines, and then she meets Prince Dorian, who actually offers her freedom, providing that she can win a competition. If she wins the competition, she then has to work in the kingdom for 3 years. She's then released. And basically a lot more has happened, obviously, in these books, because this is book 2 and this is book 3. But the first one, read it, read it, read it. It's so good. The second book I got for my birthday is If I Stay by Gayle Forman, which sounds really good. I'm reading this as part of the Waterstones Teen and YA book club. I think this is the choice for September, so I'm going to have to read it very soon. I believe it's about a 17-year-old who gets in some sort of car accident, I believe, which is kind of scary because I just got a car and I'm 17 and oh my god, I'm kind of scared that's giving me a sign, like, I don't want to get in a car accident. And then this character has an out-of-body experience or something and stuff happens in a hospital, and when I got it I didn't know what it was about, so I researched and it sounds good, so hopefully I will enjoy it. The fourth book I got is actually called For. It's actually For, a Divergent short story collection by Veronica Roth. This is told from the perspective of For, who is also called Tobias. He's a very popular character in the Divergent series. I think everyone always remembers him and comments on him whenever they read him, and this is set 2 years before Divergent, which is the first book in the trilogy. For, basically, it goes through what he goes through before joining the factions. Every year in this series, a 16-year-old has to take a test to decide which faction they're going to be in for the rest of their life, and it follows his transfer from Abnegation to Dauntless. It's just a collection of really good short stories, apparently, and I'm excited to read it because it's very short, and I don't know how many short stories there are. There are 7 short stories, and yeah, hopefully I will enjoy it. The next book I got is another YA book, and a very popular YA book actually. When I posted the picture on Instagram of all of the books that I got, this one got a lot of comments and everyone told me to read it. It is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is the first book in the Grisha, I don't know, that trilogy. Anyway, the narrator is a teenage orphan and she's growing up in the land of Ravka, which sounds quite cool. I kind of like the name Ravka. Yes. Ravka. I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard it's something to do with her exploiting her power. She's trying to save her friend and her life changes forever. It sounds really complicated actually. I was reading the blurb and it sounds quite hard to keep up with, but hopefully once I get into the world and the book it will all be good, and everyone seems to love it, and I really love the design of this cover. You know, all these things here, they just look really cool. So hopefully it'll be an entertaining, I can't even say that, hopefully it'll be an entertaining book. Book number 5 is World After by Susan E. This is the second book in Penryn and the End of Days. The first book is called Angel Fall, and I loved it. I read it in July, and oh my god, it was a good book. It was intense and scary and dramatic and horrifying. Oh wow, it was just fantastic. Basically deals with angels of the apocalypse descending onto Earth and taking this girl, and then her sister tries to save her. She tries to do anything she can to get her back. I think it's just really got everything you're looking for. It's so atmospheric, and I love atmospheric reads. So I am very excited for this. Can't wait to see the progression of the entire story, how the characters are doing and everything. It's just going to be so enjoyable. I always love reading sequels to see how things continue. The next book that I got is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and this is a high fantasy book. I've heard so much about it recently on BookTube. A lot of my favourite booktubers have been reading it, and it's just really got me excited. You know, the idea sounds fantastic. This isn't actually the edition I was wanting, however. It's a very small book, smaller than a normal book, and the font size is minuscule. It's so small, and the book's quite long. Kind of intimidating, but exciting at the same time. I really can't wait to learn about the main character, Kavoth, I think it's how you say his name. He sounds really good, and I've heard with this is a fantasy book, but it only has one main character. Like, quite a lot of fantasy books have a lot of characters and it's hard to keep up with, so I'm glad that this really only has sort of one to focus on and then a few side characters. Deals with him becoming a wizard, I believe. I don't know how to explain it in a good way. Everyone else explains it really well, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know how to explain it. I know he narrates his childhood and everything he goes through. He narrates himself as a near-feral orphan in a crime-ridden city. He wants to go into a legendary magic school, and he talks about his life as a fugitive after the murder of a king. I don't know when I'm going to read it because it's a long book. It's kind of a thing that I'm going to have to devote a lot of time to, but it's popular and everyone seems to enjoy it, so hopefully I will like it too. The final 3 books are all classics, and I am really excited actually to get into more classics. Over the past year I have enjoyed classics a lot more and appreciated them. I felt like I've just got into them. I've really enjoyed the exploration of different themes. The first one of them is The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, which is a coming-of-age novel about the main character called Holden. Originally, I believe this was written for adults, and then it became really popular with young adults because of the themes of isolation, identity, angst as well. I've heard that it's, you know, quite a good one to relate to. I believe it starts with the main character Holden being expelled from prep school. I don't know what prep school is, it's American, and I'm not American, but I will find out, I'm sure, when I read it, or I'll research around the book or something, and then it sort of goes through the events that happened a little bit after that and everything that follows his expellation. That's not a word. Everything that follows when he was expelled. I don't know the word, but it sounds good, doesn't it? And this is a really nice cover. It's very sophisticated. What am I doing? The text is kind of like swirly and stuff, so hopefully it'll be good. The next 2 books, everyone, are part of my favourite collection of book editions ever. Like, seriously beautiful editions. Penguin English Library, oh my gosh. I just love them. I think they look great. They look so nice on a shelf, and the first one of them is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I've always wanted to read a Charles Dickens novel, even though I've heard that they're very challenging to get through because of the way he tells the story. His language is not normal in a way for like modern day readers anyway. It follows the growth and development of an orphan called Pip, and it goes through his life and all the struggles that he faces, the struggles for moral redemption that he has. Hopefully I will enjoy it. You know, I'm hoping to enjoy it anyway. You know, it would be good to enjoy it, wouldn't it? He comes into a fortune or something. I don't know a lot about it, I'm not explaining it well, but beautiful edition, beautiful spine of course, and I just can't wait to read it. The final book I got is again Penguin English Library, and oh my god, the cover is beautiful. It's The Tenant of Wildfell by Anne Brontë. I want to read something by Anne Brontë so desperately because I've read Wuthering Heights by Emily Brontë and Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. More recently I've heard people in the book community such as Claire from Reading Bukowski and Ellen from Astrid the Bookworm talk about how Anne Brontë is not as well known. People seem to forget her, and that's a shame because she sounds really good, and this book sounds scandalous. Apparently it was scandalous at the time of being written, obviously in the Victorian era. It deals with a lot of things that were not really discussed at that time, and I love scandalous books, you know, they're always interesting. It's to do with this woman who moves to Wildfell Hall, obviously, And then she is actually a recluse. She's with her son. Apparently someone reads her letters that she's wrote and they find out about her shocking past, all the marital cruelty that she's been through. It sounds really moving actually. It sounds quite sad what she's been through, but I think it's going to be a really entertaining read. Okay, so these are all of the books that I have in this haul. I think they're going to fall on me, so I'll just put them down, but seriously, they look good, don't they? They are amazing, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy reading them. Oh my god, they're going to fall. Don't fall. Thank you everyone for watching my birthday book haul. I am really excited to read these. I can't wait to get into them and read classics, adult books, young adult books. It's just going to be so much fun. I have a great variety of books to choose from. I will just let you all know that I probably won't do a book haul for the next few months because my to-be-read pile is huge. My to-be-read pile is just bigger than I can imagine. Like, it's kind of intimidating, so I won't do a book haul for a bit. Don't forget to tell me down below in the comments which book you would most recommend me to read out of all of these. And until next time, thanks for watching and see you all again in my next video.